All right, this is the point when everybody stands up. Rotarians know to do that, but we're having to exercise up and down, get the energy going in the room today. I don't know about you all, but this is the most exciting day for Rotary. This is our most well-attended event, and we are honoring 44 of the best leaders in our community, and they're quiet leaders at it. So, yes, that deserves something, absolutely. I'm Walt Kuno, I'm president of the Downtown Rotary Club, welcoming you to this March 16th meeting. And please, first of all, and I was reading at West End School this morning, my phone blew up. So turn your phones off so we don't inadvertently interrupt something that's important to a parent or a guidance counselor or the student that's getting honored. So do that. And now, providing our invocation today is Dr. Jess Metzmeyer, Chief Government, Community and Strategic Partnership Office at Bellarmine University and one of our partners in this day too. Welcoming him, and he's a member of our Youth and Education Committee. Welcome, Jess.
Thanks, Walt. Let us come together to acknowledge and celebrate the young people, the unsung heroes whose selflessness and service we honor today. Creator God, thank you for these young people who strengthen our community, improve the lives of their neighbors, and inspire us all to live out Rotary's motto, service above self. Thank you for the families and school communities who protect, nurture, encourage, and love these young people and teach them that they can make a difference in the lives of those around them. Thank you also for those who have grown and prepared the food that we will have this day, and for making this gathering possible. And thank you for the spirit of community and love for others that these young people and our Rotary Club strive to make evident in Louisville each day. Though we honor these young people as unsung heroes due to their selfless service and humility, may we, in fact, collectively sing their praises today, and in so doing encourage them and inspire us all to continue working together to make a difference for good in our city, our nation, and our world. Thank you.
Thank you, Jess. And now for our pledge and our four-way test of what Rotarians think, say, and do is Selma Jacinto Domingos, CEO and founder of Green Health Cleaning Service and member of our Youth Education Committee. Welcome.
Good afternoon, everyone, and congratulations to our students. In the spirit of gratitude, so let's say the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And now, the four-way test. It is the truth.
It is fair to all concerned. We will build goodwill and better friendships. We will be beneficial to all concerned.
Thank you.
Thank you, Selma. Please be seated and continue with your lunch. For those of you that are new to this, I have the microphone and you don't. So I go off script early and often. But I want to talk about Rotary here because we have well over 100 people that may or may not know what Rotary does. Rotary is a worldwide club, a service organization whose motto is service above self, and everything is defined by the four-way test that we just recited. Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? And will it be beneficial to all concerned? You say big deal. We have 1.4 million members. This club has been here 111 years. Now, yes, that is a good thing to do. Big Rotary is what I call it. We tackle big problems. And if you don't know about polio and the scourge that it was just 1 or 2 generations ago, ask somebody at your table. And because of Rotary, in 1987 decided to tackle polio, we're this close to eliminating it from the face of the earth. Back in 1987, there were 375,000 cases of polio. Last year, there were 3 in the world. And if we continue on this path of vaccinating all of our young people throughout the world, that this may be gone and eliminated in 2026. That's a big deal. So what have you done for me lately, Rotary? So Rotary took the lead on providing relief to Ukraine as soon as the war broke out. We sent money and supplies and people to the surrounding countries to help with the refugees that were fleeing Ukraine to the tune, and within the first month, of $17 million. And that's our service above self. That's what Rotary does. Say, okay, what do we do here? Well, you all are here in this room because you're students. And in 2011, for Rotary's 100th celebration for our club, Henry Heiser Jr., right over here, made an announcement that Rotary extended a Rotary Honors Scholarship to every student that had a few things that they needed to complete at Western and Iroquois High School. 11 years later, today, that has morphed into the Evolve 502 scholarship that every single one of you that's at JCPS is eligible to get today. So Henry started that. We raised $2 million here from our club and from our state in order to do that. And that's a big deal, folks. Let's give that to Henry. And you say, what have you done for me lately? So with the racial unrest that happened 3 years ago this month, Rotary got together and heard from all kinds of leaders from our West Louisville, spent 2 full days, 2 full Saturdays on Zoom, 8 hours each, listening to folks talking about the problems. And we did some immediate things like supporting the dental clinic in the West End and a medical clinic in the West End with money very, very quickly. But we decided we wanted to do something bigger. We'd already taken care of education for 2 of our under-resourced high schools at Western and Iroquois, and this time we decided to do with housing. So our Rotary Club is raising $5 million for first-time homeowners in the West End of Louisville in the 9 named neighborhoods for first-time homeowners who cannot qualify for a conventional loan. Park Credit Union is our partner in this, and it's a huge deal. And this $5 million is going to have enough money for 60 to 70 first-time homeowners, and it's an evergreen program, meaning as the loan gets paid off, it goes back into the fund. And it's generational wealth building, which is the way that in America you build your wealth is through your home, that has been unavailable to the folks in our 9 named neighborhoods. It's a big deal, folks, and your Rotary Club has done that. So thank you for that. And I hope you young people see that service is something that we live out every day, and you can participate this when you go on to college and find a Rotaract club or find a Rotary Club wherever you go. They're willing to help you and want to help you and help serve our communities that we work. And now, back to the rest of the program. I'd like to welcome Maggie Harlow, owner of Sinorama Downtown and founder of Cliff Divers, to the podium to share some special words. And she has something special for you all if you don't know it and hadn't figured out who she is yet. Thank you, Maggie.
All right, is this on? Are we good? Wow, this is my favorite luncheon at Rotary. This is so exciting. I'm Maggie Harlow, and yes, I have a company called Cliff Divers. I also have a company called Sinorama Downtown. I'm thrilled to be here, and hello to my Rotarian friends, but big congratulations to you students. Absolutely an incredible accomplishment to be chosen for this program. So I'd like to give a round of applause to these students. Rotarians, if you don't know, this program is about recognizing leadership, academic performance, service to others, and extracurricular activities. Now, kids, you are on the precipice right now. You are on the precipice of whatever is next in life. Might be going to college, might be traveling, it might be taking a job. But whatever precipice you're on, I want to stand there with you. Now, you're about to enter the big wide world, and you're moving from school, the academic structure of high school, where being right is critical. You've got to be right. And in all of life, that is critical. But I'm going to tell you a lesson I learned when you get out into the big world, is that there's something I believe that's valued even more than just getting it right. And that is a leap of faith. Now, the phrase leap of faith, I think, gets a bad rap. I feel like leap of faith people use to like, well, you're just taking a giant risk. You have no idea what you're doing. You just gotta close your eyes and jump. But in reality, if you look at the definition of a leap of faith, it is an act of believing or in attempting something whose existence or outcome cannot be proved. Cannot be proved? An outcome that can't be proved? I think we do that every day. I think we walk out to our car to see if it starts. Hopefully it starts. It's a leap of faith, but I'm going to get to work on time. We show up for the bus stop. The bus is going to come. That's a leap of faith. You take a new job. That's a leap of faith. I think it's going to work out. You plan a vacation. This is going to be great. It's a leap of faith, let me tell you right now, because you don't have proof. So you already know how to take leap of faith. You already know how to do it, and I think it's important. I think it's critical as you enter into adulthood to recognize this. Now, the best teacher I ever had in leaps of faith were my two kids. Now, you might recognize one of these boys. The greatest teacher I ever had for how to have a leap of faith is my son, Jack. Isn't he cute? That's before the glow up, y'all. That was before the glow up. He showed me his constant efforts at taking a leap of faith. Tiny ones, big ones, all kinds of ones. He went to the school talent show and performed. He booked shows here in Louisville and sold them out. And eventually, after hundreds of leaps of faith, he ended up on the Grammy stage. It was amazing to watch, you guys. Now, if he was here, I asked, he wasn't available. If he was here, he would tell you that these leaps of faith in life are less like point A to point Z. It's not really like A, B, C, D, 1, 2, 3. It's not that. It's a little more like step A, step B, oh, step D, oh wait, step L. No wait, let's go back, step B. It's a little more like that in life. That these leaps of faith you're going to make aren't a direct line. They're going to kind of take you back and forth. And a friend of mine offered this analogy, which I thought was perfect, about leap of faith. If you go to the airport, it's a great place to get anywhere in the world, right? You might be going to Guadalajara, or you might be going to Brazil, or you might be going to Australia. But if you go to the Louisville airport and you look at the board of arrivals and destinations, you will not see those places. You're at an airport and you might think, well, those places aren't here for me. This is a map of all the flights all over the world that are taking place every day. Some of them are very short. Sometimes you have to go to Chicago to get to Guadalajara, or you might have to go to LA first before you can get to Australia. So life is going to give you all kinds of opportunities to take a leap of faith. Some leaps of faith are really, really difficult. Probably for some of you, walking into this room was a little bit of a leap of faith. Walking into a college cafeteria for the first time all alone is a leap of faith. Signing up for a class in a division of study that you've never looked at before is a leap of faith. Trying a sport for the first time is a leap of faith. Don't be afraid to try things and to make mistakes. Don't be afraid, because there's a secret about trying things. There's only two outcomes. You either win or you learn. That's it. Those are the only two outcomes from making a leap of faith, is winning or learning. They are equally valuable. Now, we generally don't give prizes for learning, like, they don't go, well, you learned a lot, didn't you? Here's a prize. That's because the prize is the learning. When you win something, okay, you already knew how to do it, you got it, congratulations, but the learning is what you're looking for. So don't be afraid to learn. Now, for my fellow parents out there, I have an assignment for you on Leap of Faith, and that is sometimes a leap of faith is sitting at the gate quietly while your kids take that leap of faith and get on a plane or go somewhere or make a choice you don't like. I'm an expert in kids making choices you don't like, so if you need help with that, come see me. But that's the leap of faith for us parents, is to sometimes just sit on our hands and wait and watch. And sometimes that's the hardest leap of faith. All right, scholars, every leap in life, you either win or you learn, and it moves you on your journey. So I want you to find leaps of faith. I want you to practice leaps of faith, and I want you to learn from leaps of faith. Congratulations to all of our unsung heroes.
Thank you so much, Maggie. That was wonderful. It was a great bit of advice for everybody here. So we're going to get ready to start the program. Right before I do, once again, I got the microphone and you don't. I want to acknowledge a couple of things that just happened. For me, most of you don't know me. Education has been something that I have lived and breathed with for the past 25 years. I was a middle school algebra teacher, believe it or not, and now I get to be up here. But during that journey, I found that I really enjoyed being with young people. And I want to touch you for a second, that you are the hope of the world. And we are, any older person that's here is going, the world is in good hands. Thank you very much. Absolutely. But I want to, along this way, any of you all know about the West End School? Yeah, we know about the West End School, where your Rotary Club, we were down there reading with the 8th graders today. And I had 3 8th graders that were proud to tell me that they were going to St. Francis Parker. And so I want to acknowledge Alexandra Thruestone from St. Francis Parker. Lots of schools, St. X does it. I got my St. X buddies back here. Lots of folks take our kids from the West End School, but it makes a difference what you do. And adults, it makes a difference what you do with our young people. So those are great. And then for all the kids in the room, Jenny Sawyer, you're not going to like me for this, or maybe you will. Jenny Sawyer's right here. She's Director of Admissions at University of Louisville. She's known as Miss Fix-It. So if you're going to U of L, you better have her cell phone. She will give it freely, and she fixes stuff. I'm just telling you. She fixes stuff. Sorry, Jenny, I had to do that. But I've been around Jenny long enough with kids that I know that I tell them, and parents, let your kids fix their own problems when they get off to college. It's a big deal. They got to learn. Don't you do it for them. But they can do it, and Jenny will help them do it and teach them along the way. And now, for the main event, I'd like to welcome to the podium Reverend Corey Miller, Executive Director of the Cabbage Patch Settlement House. And right as we speak right this minute, I think Corey's got 42 kids that go to Cabbage Patch, called Cabbage Patch Kids, in college. So he's speaking from a very well-oiled machine that knows how to get kids into and out of college. Welcome, Corey.
All right, well, thank you everyone. This is a wonderful day and it's moving in a great direction. So I just want to welcome you Unsung Heroes and guests and Rotarians, and to welcome you to the A.B. Sawyer Youth Recognition Day, the Unsung Heroes program. And it's a great day for all the Metro clubs of Louisville, and the Unsung Heroes program, as you probably know, honors students whose high school experience has reflected dedication to service, working behind the scenes without intent or purpose of recognition. And the recognition of these heroes is really the Rotary ideal of service above self. And it's based on that principle for Rotary: service to the community, pursuit of excellence, and understanding of the broader significance of there is no I in team. The Youth Recognition Awards are presented in the name of one of Rotary's heroes, a gentleman by the name of A.B. Sawyer. And throughout his life, Mr. Sawyer worked to open doors for young people. He sought no recognition. His satisfaction came from helping his community. And so we're honored to have several special guests. Walt introduced a few of them, but I want to mention them once again. And so please stand as your name is mentioned and hold the applause until all the names have been read. So representing independent schools, Alexandra Thurstone. From the Archdiocese of Louisville Catholic Schools, Dr. Mary Beth Bowling, Superintendent. From the University of Louisville, Jenny Sawyer. From Bellarmine University, Dr. Jess Metzmeyer. And two all-star Rotarians, Ray Strothman, who does all the Unsung Hero accounting, and also Rick King, who coordinates the program and judging. Let's give them a hand. So this year, 45 high schools nominated 75 students. And all 75 were worthy of being recognized as an unsung hero. But of course, there can only be one hero per school. But given our purpose here today to recognize the unsung, I think we can be confident that those not selected will not miss a beat as they continue to be servant leaders in our community. And we deeply appreciate representatives from the Metro Rotary clubs that are here. And will representatives from each club stand as I call your name, and please, again, hold your applause. From the Prospect Goshen Rotary Club, Louis Fowler, President, also George Snipes. From the Louisville Suburban Rotary Club, Mike King, President, and Michael Parker and Jay Wissing. And from East Louisville Sunrise Rotary Club, Bob Novotny, President, and Chet Watson. And from the Southwest Louisville Rotary Club, Dana Slucher. And from the Rotary Club of Louisville, Walt Kuno, President. And from COSAIR for Kids, Craig Sherman, Advisory Council Representative. So please give them a round of applause. Gandhi said the best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in service to others. And so today we'll get a glimpse of how these unsung heroes have lost themselves in their service to others in their school, the community, and even the world. And so, unsung heroes, as I call your name, please stand in place to be recognized, and you may be seated afterwards. And so I would ask everyone to please hold your applause until the very end, as hard as that will be. All right, our first unsung hero is Emmanuel Edwards from Central High School, sponsored by the Prospect Goshen Rotary Club, nominated by Brianne Oliver, who wrote, Emmanuel is an outstanding Central High citizen, always willing to help. Although he is an unsung hero, Emmanuel has been very involved in his magnet program and all the volunteer work in which they participate. He's also involved in sports and identity club, and he's always willing to pitch in for fundraising efforts and the betterment of our school community. As for future plans, he is interested in studying biology at the University of Louisville. Our next unsung hero is Sarah Backett from Wagner High School, sponsored by the Prospect Goshen Rotary Club, nominated by Mary Tackett, who wrote, Sarah is unsung for many reasons, but the one that stands out the most is that she put herself out there during COVID to do screenings for the public. And now in her senior year, Sarah continues to work within the medical field as an intern with the Norton Healthcare Internship Program, while doing the Rotary Bridge program where she takes all of her classes at JCTC's campus. Not many seniors would opt out of being in the school building with their friends for working in a hospital and taking classes on a college campus, but Sarah did. And this just seals the deal why she is unsung. As for future plans, Sarah plans to attend dental school and pursue her DDS. Our next unsung hero is Sophia Bradshaw from Fern Creek High School, sponsored by the Louisville Suburban Rotary Club, nominated by Hope Johnson. Sophia is a quiet storm whose passion and heart for helping others is a light that shines brighter than she knows. Sophia is an unsung hero because she has a heart to help others. She is characterized by her teachers as someone that they can always count on to set a good example for the rest of the class. She has some of the highest academic scores and marks in her entire graduating class, but she never toots her own horn. She has a quiet, gentle persona. Yet in her quietness, she forms strong bonds with her friends and is intuitive to the needs of others. As for future plans, Sophia plans to major in nursing. Our next unsung hero is Jaden Glass from Liberty High School. Sponsored by the Louisville Suburban Rotary Club and nominated by Michael Carson. Jaden is one of those students who will stop whatever he is doing to help others, while still finding time to achieve high standards of excellence. While Jaden has done a remarkable job being a student leader, he has also been there to help his peers. He would consistently make himself available to help with their projects, and without his help, they would not be able to showcase their own talents. He makes others feel important, understood, and helps them reach their goals. Jaden will begin at JCTC in the fall and hopes to study nursing. He would like to continue his education at the University of Louisville through the Ultra program and eventually become a pediatric nurse. Our next unsung hero is Cora Oakes from Louisville Male High School, sponsored by the Louisville Suburban Rotary Club and nominated by Dana Steinmetz. Cora is a natural leader at our school, but much of her work is behind the scenes. She is always smiling, always volunteering to help others, and she never does it for credit or praise. She genuinely enjoys serving others. Cora is unsung because she rarely takes credit for her service to others. I believe Cora's leadership at Male has given her self-confidence. It's also helped her hone her leadership skills and time management skills, which will help her in college and in her adult life. Cora is a genuine helper. And as for future plans, potentially the Air National Guard, and to be a career as a nurse anesthetist. That's a hard one to say. Congratulations, Cora. Our next unsung hero is Carmen Martinez from Marion C. Moore School, sponsored by the Louisville Suburban Rotary Club, and nominated by Alicia Perkins. Carmen is a selfless individual who truly is concerned more with the needs and wishes of her peers, friends, family, and community members than herself. Carmen's good deeds and volunteerism goes unnoticed by most because she is the individual that steps up before being asked. She is sincere, self-sacrificing, and constantly asking how she can be of service to others in her community. She is involved as the Marion C. Moore School Yearbook Editor, peer tutor, senior class officer representing the STEM Academy, and the Academies of Louisville Student Ambassador. As for future plan, Carmen plans to attend a 4-year university in the state of Kentucky and has already received several acceptance letters. Our next unsung hero is Fatima Alawami from Presentation Academy, sponsored by the Louisville Suburban Rotary Club and nominated by Danny Adkins. Fatima is a shining example of what it means to go above and beyond what is expected. Every year of high school, she has exceeded the minimum requirement of service hours in order to continue to giving back to her community. Fatima is unsung. She will be the last person to brag about her accomplishments and recognitions. A modest student, Fatima doesn't bring the light of attention on herself and would rather give that attention to others. She may not wish to brag on herself, but everyone should know the incredible things she has done to create a positive impact on those around her. As for future plans, Fatima plans to attend college and pursue a degree in business. Our next unsung hero is Daisy Sanchez Machado from Southern High School, sponsored by the Louisville Suburban Rotary Club and nominated by Jamie Goldsmith. Daisy serves the school, staff, her church, and community in many ways. She is often the behind-the-scenes force that brings together and ensures work is complete. She is always the first to volunteer to assist with events, fundraisers, or philanthropic work here at school and at her church. Daisy has a quiet spirit and nature. Her kind, gentle spirit helps her team work well together, and her willingness to see the project through makes her incredibly dependable to all. She is always present assisting, but never the one seeking titles or acknowledgement. She is simply happy to serve and assist in any way she can. As for future plans, Daisy is planning to attend a 4-year college and study architectural science. She plans to one day work for an architectural firm and eventually create her own. Our next unsung hero is Camila Scrivener from Georgia Chafee Tap, sponsored by the Louisville Suburban Rotary Club, nominated by Tracy Reed. She rarely receives recognition for being an outstanding student. She is always kind and doing something helpful for others. Camila is unsung because she consistently goes about doing what is expected to her as a senior role model for other students without seeking any praise for doing so. As for future plans, she is interested in pursuing a degree in nursing. Our next unsung hero is Matthew Hunter from Trinity High School, sponsored by the Louisville Suburban Rotary Club, nominated by Allie Kearns. Matthew is unsung and kind of flies under the radar. He listens before he speaks. He's a thinker. He goes out of his way to make other people feel comfortable and accepted. He doesn't do these things for the attention. He has a genuinely good heart. He has made a difference in our school community. Matthew is extremely interested in figuring out a way to make our world a better place, particularly in the way we care for others and for our own mental health. This is a student who will positively impact any community of which he is a member. Among his future plans, an intended major of chemistry, and he hopes to become a clinical pharmacist. Our next unsung hero is Pascual Castaneda Gonzalez from Butler Traditional High School, sponsored by the Southwest Louisville Rotary Club, nominated by Michael Stites. Pascual has set high standards for himself, both academically and in the community. Yet while he consistently exceeds these standards, he seeks no rewards or accolades, hoping only to make a positive impact on those around him. Pascual is not one who seeks the spotlight, yet he is most deserving of it. His hard work and desire to enrich the lives of others are worthy of praise, although he would be the first one to say otherwise. This sense of humility is just further proof that he is more interested in helping others than in being recognized, yet is most worthy of long overdue acknowledgement. As for future plans, Pascual plans to attend college and major in business administration. Our next unsung hero is Abigail Tingle, Christian Education Consortium, sponsored by the East Louisville Sunrise Rotary Club and nominated by Beverly Clark. Abby has been serving actively in Rotary Interact since her freshman year. She is quiet but always willing to help out with multiple projects like Adopt a Highway and Love the Hungry. Abby is a valued member of CEC who quietly helps out when needed. Her school activities include CEC Honor Society from August 20th to today and Rotary Interact from August 2019 until today. Her future plans include potentially Eastern Kentucky or Asbury, and with an emphasis in music. Our next unsung hero is Riley Bragdon from Eastern High School, sponsored by the East Louisville Sunrise Rotary Club and nominated by Zach Rickman. Last year, Riley volunteered for a total of 157 hours and earned the Presidential Service Award. Just a few ways she has volunteered include at the Humane Society, several food banks, and with the American Heritage Girls Association. Never one to rest on success, Riley mentioned that she plans to have over 200 service hours this year. After speaking with her, it is clear that she volunteers because she knows how important it is. Riley is not a student who brags on herself or helps to gain attention. I was completely unaware of her service record until she asked me to write a letter of recommendation for her. She has set an example for positive, altruistic citizenship. Our next unsung hero is LaShawn Glenn from Alfred Benet School, sponsored by COSAIR for Kids and nominated by Ryan Rembold. LaShawn helps people whether at school or at work. LaShawn began calling classrooms when it's their time to come to lunch, and he doesn't shirk this responsibility. He is so calm and flexible. LaShawn also serves the community through work-based instruction. Although he doesn't get paid, he goes out and puts his full effort into the job. We're so proud of LaShawn here at the Benet School. Most students and staff don't tell LaShawn how much they appreciate his hard work here at the school or in the community. He doesn't let that keep him from working hard, though each time he does a job. Our next unsung hero is Elizabeth Lucas, Assumption High School, sponsored by COSAIR for Kids, nominated by Kimberly Havoc. Elizabeth is one of the most involved students we've ever had at Assumption. She does this, however, without drawing attention to herself or boasting. Green Dot is a club committed to promoting the idea that students as bystanders can play an important role in helping create a culture of nonviolence among their peers. And the mission of Green Dot is important to Elizabeth. Currently, as a senior, Elizabeth serves the club as team leader. She feels it is her responsibility to engage with and educate others about violence prevention and what can be done to keep her peers safe, especially as they transition to college. As for future plans, she is considering a major in a science field. Our next unsung hero is Alma Memick, Atherton High School, sponsored by COSAIR for Kids, nominated by Anitria Swanson. Alma is a charismatic, compassionate, determined, and driven young lady who is well-rounded, balanced, and extremely driven. She is a leader among her peers within the Health Sciences Career Academy, and is seen as passionate and committed to women's issues and making her community a better place. Alma is one of the most dynamic students I have ever encountered, with an unmatched drive and desire to accomplish her goals of becoming a nurse. She is a first-generation American and will also be a first-generation college student. Alma has shared, "School is a gateway for me to build a life for myself that my parents didn't get a chance to." As for future plans, she plans on attending Bellarmine University or the University of Louisville and majoring in nursing. A little competition there. Our next unsung hero is Mia Clark from Ballard High School, sponsored by COSAIR for Kids and nominated by Nick Heberlein. Mia was born with significant physical challenges, and she has not let them stop her ability to engage, grow, and serve. She hopes to increase awareness and accessibility for kids and young adults with disabilities in Kentucky. Mia represents Kentucky as the only female para-swimmer in the state. She has represented Kentucky at the state level as well as para-nationals and a world meet. She volunteered as an athlete representative for Kentucky swimming as the Cardinal Swimmer. She advocates for para-swimmers to make sure swimmers with disabilities are included in the sport. As for future plans, she is still deciding on which college, but will be staying locally at a Kentucky school. Our next unsung hero is Morgan Piercy from Beth Haven Christian School, sponsored by COSAIR for Kids and nominated by Stephanie Stinnett. Morgan excels in academics and participates in extracurricular activities. She is always respectful and does whatever is asked of her without any question. She is a role model to her peers and is always caring. Morgan does not look for attention and is always willing to give and never expects anything in return from her teachers or classmates. Morgan shows excellent time management skills. She balances school, work, and athletics. Morgan is always willing to help out teachers, peers, teammates, and family, and is a positive role model to all. As for her future plans, to attend college and pursue athletic training and physical therapy. Our next unsung hero is Alex Lay from J. Graham Brown School, sponsored by Rotary Club of Louisville and nominated by Robin Cash. Alex has a kind disposition and does not seek attention despite being very community-oriented. He strives to make the world a more fair and equitable place. Alex is very passionately involved in the Louisville Youth Group as a member of their Youth Leadership Council and numerous other initiatives and activities. Louisville Youth Group depends on youth like Alex to provide a safe space for our LGBTQ youth that otherwise struggle to connect. Finally, Alex creates a space where all students are included and treated with dignity and respect. As for future plans, Alex plans to attend the University of Louisville. Our next unsung hero is Gracie Parrish from Christian Academy of Louisville, sponsored by the Rotary Club of Louisville, nominated by Renee Brown. An unsung hero content behind the scenes, Gracie ensures that all I's are dotted and T's are crossed, making things run smoothly and seemingly without effort, giving others, or their cause, the spotlight. As such, many people would never know she is there, but her absence would create an incredible void. Motivated by a strong sense of justice, Gracie cares deeply for those who are abused, mistreated, and neglected. She is a fearless leader who desires to impact change for the good of all those around her. Everything Gracie does is with a servant's heart. As for future plans, to pursue a college degree in chemistry and a career in forensics. Our next unsung hero is David Kaplan from the Louisville Collegiate School, sponsored by the Rotary Club of Louisville, nominated by Molly Prince. David shares so many gifts with our community. First, he is the heart and soul of our robotics team. In this arena, David not only provides immense technical knowledge, but also graciously mentors all new members, helping them grow in their understanding and skills. In all that I see David do, he works diligently behind the scenes, so often on the least glamorous jobs, so that others and or the team can experience success in the limelight. While David is rarely in the limelight, except for now, it is his dedication to each endeavor that makes the successes happen so readily. As for future plans, David is planning on studying computer science and engineering in college, but does not yet know at which college or university that will be. Our next unsung hero is Benjamin Buckman from DeSales High School, sponsored by the Rotary Club of Louisville and nominated by Jill Nicole Bowman. Ben is a standout member of our student body here at DeSales. Ben is respectful, empathetic, determined, and goal-oriented. At DeSales, we have a motto: stand up, stand out, and stand proud. I recommend Ben for this award because I believe that he represents DeSales' motto perfectly. Ben is unsung and is a student that is kind, considerate, and helpful to all. Ben is always ready and willing to help anyone in need. In my opinion, Ben doesn't even recognize the impact that he has on others or our entire school community. As for the future, Ben is planning to attend college, not 100% sure of the area of study as of yet. Our next unsung hero is Aiden Puckett from Doss High School, sponsored by the Rotary Club of Louisville, nominated by LaShayla Goodwin. Aiden is a great role model for their peers and volunteers in the community. One of our top IT school interns, this student helps staff and students with technology needs and is always willing to help while maintaining a high GPA. This student is a member of the wrestling team and is an ideal candidate for this award. Aiden is very humble but the first to volunteer to help with anything. Hardworking, dedicated, and resilient, this student is a quiet force because although they are soft-spoken, they make a great impact on all they serve. As for future plans, Aiden is planning to attend a 4-year college and pursue a Bachelor of Science degree. Our next unsung hero is Olivia Crockett from Evangel Christian School, sponsored by the Rotary Club of Louisville and nominated by Joe Washington. Olivia is dedicated to the learning process, not only for herself, but for others as well. She is committed to serving others through her group and through her youth group and work. Her desire is to always put others before herself and to take on challenges that require a lot of thought and application. She has given others ultimate support by making sure their needs are met on a daily basis. She serves as peer support for her fellow students, helping them navigate their way through the college class that they are taking through Oral Roberts University. Olivia is selfless and dedicated to the principles that help shape the overall school community. As for future plans, Olivia has been accepted at Calvin University in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Our next unsung hero is Brianda Tarpon from Fairdale High School, sponsored by the Rotary Club of Louisville and nominated by Belinda Hyman. Brianda is an amazing young woman who quietly goes above and beyond in everything she does. She's very shy and never looks for recognition. She devotes herself to young children and their skills for life. She has a heart for her community. Not only does she help students in our local elementary schools with our teaching and learning pathway, but she works in a daycare after school. Brianda takes challenging classes and does very well in them. She is a diamond in the rough. Brianda would never ask for recognition, but she always acts in a way that exudes leadership by example. As for future plans, she is still deciding, considering a business degree to someday run her own daycare. Our next unsung hero is Amelia Samuels from Francis Parker School of Louisville, sponsored by the Rotary Club of Louisville and nominated by Katie Lee. Amelia is a joyful, talented, and creative student leader with a dedication to social justice. She is president of the Black Students Association and AFRO, and previously served as an elected member of our student council. Amelia is dedicated to social change, justice, and awareness, but she is humble and unassuming about her work. Her service is about putting her belief system into practice, not about receiving credit for herself or padding her college applications. She has dedicated herself to causes that match her values without any expectation of recognition, so our school is thrilled to be able to formally recognize her in this way. As for future plans, Amelia hopes to major in music and is interested in music therapy or teaching music. Our next unsung hero is Marlo Hannell from the Highlands Latin School, sponsored by the Rotary Club of Louisville and nominated by Aaron Breland. Marlo is the student who is here before the day starts and long after the day ends. Much of what Marlo does could easily go unseen, whether writing notes of encouragement to her peers and teachers, co-leading our school's prayer team, providing peer tutoring, and her quite literal behind-the-scenes participation in school organizations like the costume team and the athletic department assistant's internship. Marlo is ceaselessly helping others. Marlo is passionate about being a servant-hearted leader in not just the big tasks of her leadership opportunities, but behind the scenes of everyday life. As far as future plans in college, Marlo desires to be a double major in engineering and photography. Our next unsung hero is Jessie Saylor from Holy Cross High School, sponsored by the Rotary Club of Louisville and nominated by John Wood. Jessie is hardworking, dependable, and is a dedicated into scouting. Jesse is unsung because he is usually quiet and doesn't try to bring attention to himself. Jesse is always a great example for his peers in many ways. Our next unsung hero is Charlotte Bawili from Iroquois High School, sponsored by the Rotary Club of Louisville, nominated by Adkins Harden. Charlotte is stellar with her academics and her character. She will tell you her talent is working hard no matter what. She balances community involvement, school programs, church, family, all while taking college classes and working part-time for the UPS School to Work program. Charlotte is unsung because her amazing qualities that shine each day in the halls of Iroquois. She does that without ever wanting acknowledgement or praise. Charlotte has never taken the path of an easier way when it comes to her academic studies and always strives to learn and grow each and every day at school. As for future plans, Charlotte plans to attend a four-year university and study business. Our next unsung hero is Marjan Pickett from Jefferson High School, sponsored by the Rotary Club of Louisville and nominated by Carrie Conklin. Marjan is a student who typically flies under the radar. He is a wonderful student and is very bright, but does not get the recognition he deserves for it. Marjan is a focused, hardworking student. He is always a work-first kind of person. He understands his priorities and can manage his time wisely. While being a student, he is also an athlete and excels at both. He works so hard for what he wants. I feel like Marjan is an under-the-radar student who has not gotten the recognition he deserves for his hard work. That is why I believe he is unsung. As for future plans, Marjan plans to attend Hanover College. He is currently undecided on his major, but is interested in teaching and physical therapy. Our next unsung hero is Liba Masferer from Kentucky Country Day School, sponsored by the Rotary Club of Louisville and nominated by Derry Picken. Liba is a great choice. She fits the bill perfectly. A great student who has really come out of her shell. Liba simply deserves to be recognized for her work ethic, willingness to problem solve, and genuine good-naturedness. Though her speaking voice may be a little quiet, she consistently speaks up in class and is often the first to volunteer and answer. So what she lacks in volume, she makes up for in enthusiasm and engagement. Liba is dedicated and is one of the students at KCD who most represents service above self. As for future plans, Liba wants to study medicine. Our next unsung hero is Tamaya Jordan from the Kentucky School for the Blind, sponsored by the Rotary Club of Louisville and nominated by Courtney Schuster. Tamaya is a wonderful young woman who represents herself well in and out of the classroom. She is an honor roll student here at KSB and at Central High School, where she attends classes part day. She has proven herself to be responsible and able to handle herself across many different settings. I highly recommend Tamaya for this award. Tamaya goes about her daily business but will always show care and compassion for others. If a student or staff needs a helping hand, Tamaya is always there to assist. She always has a smile on her face and a kind word for all that she meets. As for future plans, the student has been accepted and is planning to attend the University of Kentucky. She would like to pursue a career in fashion merchandising. Our next unsung hero is Nevaeh Porter, DuPont Manual High School, sponsored by the Rotary Club of Louisville and nominated by Jessica Benson. Nevaeh is unsung because she spends much of her time to keep up academically while keeping a part-time job. Therefore, the time she has to spend supporting the community is limited. However, she has spent several hours to support school-based activities such as the Black Student Union and the Kentucky Youth Assembly. In a tragic event this year, our school lost one of our students who was the president of the Black Student Union. As the vice president, Nevaeh stepped up to provide leadership. She placed her own fears and tremendous loss on the back burner to help others. As for future plans, Nevaeh plans to study criminology as she wants to be a social justice and prison reform advocate. Our next unsung hero is Olivia Barnett from Mercy Academy, sponsored by the Rotary Club of Louisville and nominated by Carrie Mundorf. Olivia is a young woman who has overcome personal adversity to become a strong, independent, and compassionate individual. Through her spiritual strength, she is a light of hope and example of resiliency for others. Olivia is not one to complain or to become easily overwhelmed, but when she is faced with a difficult situation or sees others who need guidance, she quickly takes action. Olivia is a hard worker, and when something needs to be done, she regularly takes the initiative to do it. Olivia is a natural leader, and she gets along with others without any effort. As for future plans, Olivia is interested in pursuing a career in sports medicine or exercise science, possibly as an athletic trainer or physical therapist. Our next unsung hero is Lauren Meyer from Portland Christian School, sponsored by the Rotary Club of Louisville and nominated by Deborah Childers. Lauren has overcome economic and emotional adversity. She has worked to stabilize her life through hard work, her faith, and her determination to serve others by being an agricultural missionary. Lauren is an unsung hero because she is often in the background, working behind the scenes to elevate others and her Savior. As for future plans, Lauren plans to attend Ozark Christian College to prepare for her life's work in agriculture and missions. Our next unsung hero is Jonathan Salazar Montalvo from Pleasure Ridge Park High School, sponsored by the Rotary Club of Louisville and nominated by the school. Jonathan is a well-rounded individual who's been involved in many activities and competitions. An excellent student in the top 1% of his class, he is always looking to see how he can further his education. He is able to maintain a good balance with all that he does. Jonathan is unsung. He is a quiet and unassuming student, yet he has a high level of maturity and is comfortable advocating for himself. As for future plans, he has a love for all things math and computer science. He is hoping to pursue a PhD in either of these subjects in the future. Our next unsung hero is Laura Kenny from Sacred Heart Academy, sponsored by the Rotary Club of Louisville and nominated by Ron Padgett. Laura has dealt with physical challenges for most of her life. She never complains, but takes each day one day at a time. Laura's work ethic, positive attitude, and dynamic personality inspires her friends and other people around her to do their best. She leads by example, but tries not to draw attention to herself. Laura is unsung and is very caring, nurturing, and a giving individual. She is very passionate about service to others and always wants to assist those in need. Laura goes beyond the call of duty in whatever she undertakes and always aware of how her decisions will affect other people. As for future plans, Laura plans to attend either the University of Louisville or Bellarmine University. There we go again. Our next unsung hero is Samuel Hayward from St. Xavier High School, sponsored by the Rotary Club of Louisville and nominated by Carrie Foster. Sam is the co-founder of an organization called Tigers Care that began in 2020 with a neighborhood food drive and to date has had 48 food drives involving 355 St. Xavier students, collecting more than 83,000 pounds of food for over 11,000 people served in our community. He is deeply humble and genuinely does things from his heart, moving in this world with goodness. To add, in the organization, Sam works behind the scene. He is not front and center in the group in all the recognition that the group receives. He does not step out in front, but stays in back and quietly leads the organization. That is why he is an unsung hero. As for future plans, he plans to attend a university and major in psychology. Our next unsung hero is Quinn McConnell from Seneca High School, sponsored by the Rotary Club of Louisville and nominated by Andrea Wales. Quinn is an outstanding scholar and leader in our building. He has a positive attitude, often lifting up others, and is truly a role model for all. He helps others in class and building-wide. Quinn is a true representation of what it means to be a Seneca Redhawk. Quinn is unsung because he is quiet and an intelligent scholar whose achievements may not always be recognized. He has always remained out of trouble and has maintained a solid 4.0 average. Our next unsung hero is Kiana Mitchum from the Academy at Shawnee, sponsored by the Rotary Club of Louisville and nominated by Dr. Courtney Taylor Williams. Kiana is very active in the community and is an excellent leader that inspires us all. She is a great example for others and sets the standard for those who come after her. She is a wonderful role model and it will be very exciting to keep up with her to see where she goes in the future. Our next unsung hero is Tatiana Robinson from Valley High School, sponsored by the Rotary Club of Louisville and nominated by Catherine Ocasio. Tatiana is a wonderful student who is extremely intelligent and works hard. This student is part of our early grad program. She is in the multiple academy pathways, will graduate with honors, takes rigorous courses. She's a member of HOSA, which is Future Health Professionals, by the way, and is a student ambassador. Like the rest of our students who can constantly do the right thing and stay out of trouble, they are often overshadowed by their peers who have behavioral issues. This student is a great example of what working hard in school can get you. As for future plans, she will go on to achieve greatness no matter what field she goes into or what she plans to do in the future. Our next unsung hero is Emery Hatton from the Walden School, sponsored by the Rotary Club of Louisville, and nominated by Brad Kimbrough. Emery is always quick to help others or offer support. He is extremely involved with school activities and is known as a caring, kind, and selfless individual. He is the type of student that when you are walking down the hall carrying something like a heavy box, he will go out of his way to help you. Emery is unsung because he is constantly volunteering and asking for nothing in return. It is a part of his nature. He is a strong student and a leader, but hasn't been awarded any of the school's major awards. He has great character and deserves to be recognized in this day and this award today. As for future plans, he is undecided but would like to explore psychology. Our next unsung hero is Milton Bennett from Western High School, sponsored by the Rotary Club of Louisville and nominated by Kari Santo. Milton has helped distribute food and water to the homeless. He volunteers at soup kitchens and donates clothes and toys. Milton has learned how to care for other people and to not judge them. He treats all people with respect and is overall a very nice young man. Milton is unsung because he is usually quiet and flies below the radar. I don't think anyone really knows what he does during his free time. In a good way. As far as Milton's future plans, he plans to attend engineering school at the University of Louisville. Our next unsung hero is Madeline Nethers from Whitfield Academy, sponsored by the Rotary Club of Louisville and nominated by Christina Swindell. Maddie is truly one of the most humble students I've ever met, but also with the strongest work ethic, drive, and determination. However, you would never know it. She is quiet, reserved, and humble. Oftentimes, Maddie's determination, motivation, and overall success gets overlooked. She would never boast about her work or successes. She's reserved and quiet, but truly has a remarkable history of high academics, high character, and service. She is rarely called out for her success, but deserves for it to be voiced by everyone. Not only is she a discerning thinker, but she is also an effective communicator, responsible steward, and servant leader. As for future plans, Maddie will attend Bellarmine University in the fall and major in nursing. She plans to, in the future, become an ER nurse. And our final unsung hero is Juliana Ragsdale from the Youth Performing Arts School, YPAS, sponsored by the Rotary Club of Louisville and nominated by Jasmine Romans. Juliana is an independent, adaptable, and optimistic individual. She challenged herself tremendously by taking advantage of the rigorous academic courses our school offers while keeping a competitive GPA. Juliana is a design and production major at our school, which includes 4 years of college-level work in sound, electronics, set design and building, and costumes. Our D and P students have an extensive commitment to after-school lab work and to attend every performance they work within our school. Being a D and P student is essentially the definition of being unsung. They work behind the scenes to ensure our school is successful from the background. As for future plans, Juliana wants to major in biblical studies because she eventually wants to become a Christian missionary. She also loves biology So there's a possibility of healthcare work in her future. Well, there you have them. This is the Unsung Heroes class of 23. Let's enthusiastically recognize and give credit to the Metro Rotary Club Unsung Heroes. Congratulations. Well, there are a couple of presidents who have been Rotarians. So our 39th president, Jimmy Carter, Rotarian, said in his inauguration, to be true to ourselves, we must be true to others. And then following, our 40th president, Rotarian, Ronald Reagan, observed that there's no limit to the amount of good you can do if you don't care who gets the credit. That sounds like our Unsung Heroes. So special thanks to the following for making this program possible. Of course, our 45 Unsung Heroes. As a result of your giving nature to our community, you remind us really what's important. To the school administrators and the guidance counselors, I read what you wrote, so thank you for that. You gave us a lot to work with and for nominating these wonderful students. To the parents and families for all your efforts and work and molding them and helping to support them and making such a difference. And to all the Metro Rotary Clubs, we all did this together, so thank you so much for making this event possible. And COSAIR Charities for your underwriting a portion of it too, we're grateful. And finally, a special thanks to additional sponsors, because all of our winners are going to get additional little pieces from different supporting organizations like Louisville Ballet, the Louisville Bats, Lou City FC, Louisville Orchestra, the Louisville Science Center, the Louisville Zoo, Skyline Chili, and Texas Roadhouse. And finally, one further congratulations to each of our Unsung Heroes on your accomplishments and well-deserved recognition today. And just a word, before you leave, students, please gather in front of the podium so we can take some photos and give you some special announcements. Thank you very much.
We're almost done, we're almost done, we're almost done. That doesn't mean, if anybody needs to leave, then just wait a minute. No, go ahead. So I get to have the last word. It's always a privilege to do that. So one of the students over here, I think it was at Manual, was a Rotary Bridge Scholar. Who was the Rotary? Oh, right here. Oh, from DuPont, from Manual? No, from Wagner High School. So the reason I'm bringing this up, that a bunch of y'all don't know what that's about, but Rotary has been sporting early college at Iroquois and Western high schools for a long time. COVID hit. We couldn't use up all of our scholarship money, so Jefferson Community Technical College and Rotary together allowed JCPS students to apply for this, and you got one of those scholarships, and we are so glad that you're here today as an unsung hero using Rotary dollars to get y'all don't understand, maybe so you do, dual credits. They get college credit and high school credit. In 1 year at Western, we had 16 students that graduated from high school with their associate's degree, 60 hours under their belt, and no student loan debt. It's huge. Congratulations. I also heard a bunch about quiet strength. That's what I heard. Every single person almost say that. It was just wonderful. The future of our world, the future of Louisville is sitting right in this room, and it's the young people. Parents, thank you for raising and pointing and cajoling and parenting these young people into the places they are today. I can't wait to see where they go from here. So with that, this part's over. Next week for Rotarians, it's baseball season, so we've got Greg Gillette, president of the Louisville Bats, speaking about the evolution of pro sports in Louisville over the last 50 years. Please register by noon to do that. It'll be a great meeting. And then we'll resume meetings. We've got our fundraiser the week after that. And then on April 6th, the Rotary Club of Louisville will be meeting at the Women's Club of Louisville on 4th Street. So don't go to the wrong place. And with that, we've got Walt's Words of Wisdom. So, Winnie the Pooh is our first one. A hero is somebody who is selfless, who is generous in spirit, who tries to give back as much as possible and help people. Of course, that's Winnie the Pooh. Philo of Alexandria says, be kind, for everyone you meet is waging a great battle. Fred Rogers, and I just found this one, actually heard him say it and I wrote it down. I've never found it anywhere else. Thank you to the people, and this is thank you to the students, thank you to the young people in this room today who work to bring joy and light and hope and faith and pardon and love into this world. And the last one, which is unattributed, well, maybe it's not. Is it up there? No, that's it. Life is good. We're dismissed. Students, please come to the front for your picture.
Such a disappointment.